All right, it is recording.
Thank you so much.
Hi everybody, thanks for coming today. I'm Stephanie Dignan, and I'll be presenting, oh hold on, I hear myself.
Is this blocking your view? Okay. This is very difficult.
I'm not sure how to do this. Salting out this? Because I have my volume off.
Hey, Emily, look. You're on TV.
Yeah, Emily, you're right in center here. Still here.
Hi, Molly.
Okay, so thanks everybody for coming. I really appreciate it. So I'm Stephanie Dignan, like I was saying, and I'm going to be presenting today. I'm also here with an improv group that I'm a part of. It's Mixed Vegetables, and we're going to be doing some improv for you guys today as well. So I just want to, first of all, assess where we're all coming from. How many people here live in Howard County? So we've got... Where did that come from? Is that from Zoom? Okay, so we got a few people from Howard County. What about Montgomery County? Is Montgomery County representing? So we've got Montgomery County peeps in here. What about PG County? I know we got PG over here. And Anne Arundel. Anybody in Anne Arundel? We got Annapolis in the house over here. What about Baltimore County? We got a Baltimore County person over here. And what about Baltimore City? Ooh, we got a bunch of Baltimore City people in here. See, this is all over. Who knows where they're zooming in from? So if you're on Zoom, put in the chat where you're zooming in from. So I'm curious, how many people here are totally new to zero waste, sustainability? We got a few people. We had somebody came in who didn't even know what was going on today. She just walked in today, so we're happy to hear you. She didn't even know what this was about. How many people are doing just starting zero waste stuff, kind of looking into it? How many people are kind of experienced, been doing zero waste for a while, sustainability? Come on, yeah, I know who you are. So I wanted to tell you guys about my story getting into zero waste. I saw an interview with a woman from an organization called Beach. This was 2 years ago. And she was talking about all the harms all the harms that plastic is doing. And she was mentioning a lot of the things that I wasn't really completely familiar with. One of those is a lot of animals are getting, it's really hard to
I don't think they can hear you.
We already set it up, I thought.
I can hear the headphones, so I feel like you can't see either then.
We can hear now. That's a yeah, I can't hear myself and. I did, but it's.
So,
Yeah, it's echoing.
If there are two things on Zoom, that'll make it echo.
Yeah. Just take me on Zoom. I'll do it.
Okay,
Yeah.
one thing should know.
Close Zoom. Okay, that should be better. Okay. So she was mentioning all the harms with plastic, including that mother birds are feeding their baby birds plastic and dying from that. That turtle on the upper left-hand side has a plastic straw in its nose. So a lot of this plastic is getting dumped into the oceans. I know probably we've all heard about that. This woman in the center, she's in an Asian country somewhere with her baby, and clearly that's not a very safe environment for a baby and a mother in a community. And a lot of our trash, the things that we're putting in the recycle bin, is actually ending up being dumped in other countries. This is something that I didn't know. When I found this out, I mean, this to me is totally unacceptable, horrifying. On the lower right-hand side of your screen is a whale that washed up on the beach and had a bunch of plastic in his belly. So he died from all the plastic that he ingested, because we're dumping 8 million tons of plastic into the ocean every year. And that's why these kind of things happen. There was a recent report by the New England Journal of Medicine showing that 50% of the people they evaluated had microplastics in the carotid artery. And they calculated that the people with the microplastics had a 450% increase in strokes and heart attacks and death within 3 years from those microplastics. So when we eat things that have plastic in it, especially when it's hot, the plastic seeps into the food or seeps into the drinks. People who eat fish, you're eating something that has been ingesting plastic. So all of that, you're consuming all of this. And ABC News did an investigative report. They found out that a lot of our plastic recycling is actually getting dumped in landfills and getting dumped in other countries. So they put tracking devices in items that should have been accepted in that community, so it should have been recycled, but they actually did not end up where they thought they would end up. So when I realized this is what made me even more conscientious, because I realized that just putting things in my recycle bin is really not the answer. The answer really is to eliminate plastic whenever possible. In the story of plastic, they have a visual where there's a bathtub full of water that's overflowing, and the water is still running at full blast, and someone's trying to scoop it out with a spoon. And obviously, a tiny little spoon with a huge overflowing tub does not work. That's the same situation we have here with plastic. We have the plastic industry is putting out so many tons of plastic, and they're saying, oh, just recycle it. But that really won't do the job, because there's just too much plastic overall. Okay, so I'm going to welcome up the Mixed Vegetables Improv group, and they're going to do something a little fun. I know that was kind of heavy, but we got a little fun to balance that out.
well, thank you, Stephanie. Let's have a big round of applause. It's actually, yeah, very eye-opening to listen to her talk and realize where we are and how we can live a more sustainable life. Okay, so now for some really stupid, goofy, silly stuff. All right, we're gonna play a game called Puppets, and Emily and Ellie are gonna start it off. They're gonna be puppets. They are not gonna be able to move at all. The only thing they can move are their eyes and their mouths to make sounds and words. And we're gonna have Brent, me, and Leo be the puppeteers, and Neela and Francesca and Gwen are gonna be the other puppets as well. So before we get started, we need help from you. We need a suggestion for a location where the scene's gonna take place. Go ahead and shout it out when I count up to 3. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Great Barrier Reef.
Oh.
Great Barrier Reef.
Great Barrier Reef.
I don't know.
Yeah. Does the Zoomers have any suggestions as well?
Junkyard.
You can drop it in the chat, Zoomers.
Somebody said junkyard.
Someone said
Junkyard?
Junkyard.
Junkyard and the Great Barrier Reef.
I
Gotta say, yeah.
No, that's horrible.
No.
So wherever you want to take it, junkyard. Let's get one more suggestion.
The beach.
The beach. The beach, junkyard, Great Barrier Reef, wherever you feel. We're going to start it. And we're going to see that in 3, 2, 1. Puppets.
I'm trying to find something that we can use to decorate our house. But
Yeah.
I don't see many stuff in this junkyard. What do you think, sister?
It was a really good idea to come to the junkyard to look for some stuff. I'm just gonna get closer to the ground so I can see better the things that we
Do you
have, the
see
options.
this?
That looks
You
beautiful.
are so creative.
We could definitely put that trash in our house and it would look
What
lovely.
do you think?
Yeah, hold on to my mouth.
Look closely.
Hey, what are you guys
Oh, it
doing?
smells amazing. We should definitely
You
take this
guys-
home.
You
I'm
can't-
so glad.
Stop it.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, if you
You're
move
not
that.
supposed to be eating this junk.
No.
Well, but it's not bad.
It's just-
we are smelling it to put it
Chunk
in our house. Here, you can smell it too.
Yeah, I know.
I really like it.
I know. Well,
We're gonna take
Yeah,
it
so-
home and decorate our house with this garbage.
we
Can I have some?
we can clean some. Of course.
Yeah, yeah, there you go, you smell it.
Wait, now there's a third guy picking up junk from my junkyard? What's going on?
You own this junkyard?
Yeah, well, I run it. I'm the manager.
You're the junkyard manager.
Yeah.
Is it okay that we're here just to take stuff?
I mean, you can take stuff, but you can't eat it. That is against our rules.
I was just trying
being
to
assaulted.
have a sense of the taste
All right.
and smell.
My God, I'm really thirsty. This is getting out of control.
Thirsty.
You guys gotta stop, or else I'm gonna shoot.
But there's so much. Oh,
Please,
no. Please don't.
we are good people.
We're just here to reuse.
Just little artists
You
trying
can
to
reuse
be
what you
great.
can't eat.
Okay, so that's the one rule.
We understand.
Yes.
Okay, we will stop eating the garbage. We'll only reuse it.
You realize we have to comply with laws around here. There's OSHA, there's hazardous waste laws.
Are there not any laws about having a gun?
We're just trying to reduce the waste problem here. That's all we're trying to do.
You're trespassing.
Yes.
Of course I
I
could.
didn't see on sign.
Look.
I didn't see a sign.
What?
You took the garbage I wanted.
I'm the junkyard manager.
That's why you have all the garbage. She's hoarding the garbage.
But
You are, you're hoarding all
you're
the garbage.
stealing from me. Oh my God, this place is nuts. I quit. You know how?
So the junkyard is open now for everyone?
I
If
did
you're not
not.
managing anymore.
I did not sign up for this when I took this job last year. Okay, like I'm sick of this. You know, every day I have to come in here and deal with this junk, and now I have to deal with you fools.
But you just said you quit. If you
Why
quit,
don't you join us
So
and just start managing the junkyard
we
with
can get
us?
whatever you
Well,
want.
Well, I know where the best stuff is, and now that I no longer work here, I can go take it. Where's the best
Follow you.
stuff? Oh yeah, let me lead you right over where to where it
Awesome.
And that's puppets. Thank you.
is. It's a nice fun break, right? Yeah. For all the serious stuff. Okay, so I'm going to talk about expanded R's. Okay, we've heard of reduce, reuse, recycle. And, thank you. In recent years, people have expanded those R's more than just reuse, recycle. So I've come up with my own version. I've picked the ones that work for me. You can make your own or borrow mine. The first is rethink and reframe. So when I'm making a decision, I try to think outside of the box and outside of social norms. Because sometimes we get in kind of a narrow way of thinking and just have to open our mind a little bit about different ways things can be done. And then reduce and refuse is next. Reduce is pretty obvious, trying to reduce our purchases, reduce how much we're using. Refuse is when you're saying no to something that somebody else is about to give you, right? Like a business card, a flyer, or stuff that you don't need. Like you go to a restaurant and they're like, hey, you need some cutlery, you need some, no, you say, no, I don't need that. And in Howard County, they're not supposed to do that anyway. Repair, that's keeping things out of the landfill, really important. Community Ecology Institute in Columbia has something called Repair Cafe, second Saturdays of the month, and they'll repair your stuff for free. So they repair almost anything, they don't, yeah, it's good tips, right? She was like, ooh. They don't take cars, they don't take phones, but pretty much everything else. Reuse and repurpose, that's where the fun comes in with repurpose, is you can make some really cool stuff. I've seen some cool art made out of repurposed materials. Reuse is pretty straightforward. And recycling, that's the recycling bins that were from the commercial recycling, the blue bins. So you want to make sure with recycling that your items are clean. You want to make sure that it's accepted by whatever community you're in, and I know we're all in different areas here. On the Howard County's website, they have a know before you throw. So it makes it easier to figure out what's actually accepted here. They also have a lot of resources for repurpose, more than just Howard County. So even if you're in another area, that's a really good website. Just Google Howard County know before you throw, it should come up. Then rot refers to composting materials or putting things back in the earth. When I have food scraps, I put them back in my garden. I just bury it. I don't do anything fancy. We were just talking about that earlier. You could have a composting system, which is a little bit more complex. But like I said, if you want to keep things out of the landfill, the easiest way to do it is put it back in the earth, cover it with dirt. If you're in the city, you could go to Mom's or Whole Foods. They accept food for composting. There's also green bins in Howard County. I know other counties probably have bins for food. There's also companies that you can call that will do the composting for you. They'll come and pick it up for you. So the important part of this is you want to use it in this order. You want to use the R's in the order that I went through it. And oftentimes I do refer back to this to figure out what is better. Like for example, if I have a compostable container, would it be better for me, and it's certified compostable, because that's another thing. It has to be certified compostable, because sometimes they'll say compostable, and it's not really. If I have a compostable container, is it better for me to reuse it or to compost it, which is rot? Which one would be better? Which one's more environmentally friendly? Reuse. And why is that more environmentally friendly, to reuse?
Then you don't need to make another one.
Exactly. Then we don't need the resources, the energy, and the shipping to make another one. And with almost everything, there's plastic behind the scenes. So I'm guessing that even with compostable containers, they're probably shipped in large quantities in plastic. So anytime you reduce anything, you're reducing plastic. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Perfect. Okay, you guys have any other questions about this? About the R's, the expanded R's? Has anybody used the expanded R's or heard of the expanded R's?
No, but I will now.
Okay. All right, I'm going to have Mixed Vegetables come back up.
All right. Yeah. That's a lot of practical tips. So now we're gonna play another fun improv game. It's called Move On. We're gonna have two people start it off, and I believe we have Mireille and Leo starting this game off. And they're gonna start a scene, and I'm gonna say move on at some point, and say keep at some point after that. So they're gonna move on. Two more players are gonna join in or jump into the scene, do a new scene, and they're gonna keep something from that scene that I suggested that they keep. That's gonna inspire the next scene, and it's gonna be a brand new scene, brand new characters. And yeah, let's see what happens. But before we get started, I need two emotions. And Zoomers, you can put it in the chat as well. When I count up to 3, just shout it out or drop it into the chat. 1, 2, 3.
Scared.
Joy.
Scared and joy. Zoomers, any ideas?